with proven trading performance from 70% to over 200% each year.
2018 I decided to sell all my company and I want to be a trader. Everybody was laughing to me to sell all what I have and be a trader. The championship is the best way, I thought, to show them that it's a job. You can make money with trading.
So whilst ICT has blown his account year on year in the Robins World Cup, we are joined by a 9-time ranked champion and a 2-time winner of the Robins World Cup, introducing Patrick Nill, proven to be one of the best traders in the world. Not only that, we have the honor of being joined by Patrick's mentor.
Do you think a new trader that maybe starting or in their first year, would you say to them prioritize learning good technicals, good strategies, or actually first start cleaning the resistances some of them you have?
I think the best way is sometimes people say there are stop-loss hunting. I don't like all the stories. It's easy to make stop-loss hunting in DAX future. But for example, if you trade S&P future, crude oil, the big players don't have interest in a stop-loss and you take 6 ticks with 30 or 50 contracts. This is so low money for them. It's not interesting.
The 120% since January?
Yes.
Okay, so you more than doubled the account. What were the key strategies that you used?
It was
Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode. Today we are joined by an interesting team, and I'm going to say team because TTT, Trade the Traders, is a team from Germany, and I think one of the first times they're coming online, and this is a special moment. We just shot with Riz yesterday, and it's a team where they walk the walk before they come online and talk, which is pretty unique, and therefore we're going to have a very insightful conversation. Specifically, I'm sure you're all aware of the Robins Cup. If not, the gentleman will explain. But before we get into it, we have the world champion, 9 times ranked on the Robins World Cup, Patrick over here, and then Patrick's mentor, developer of the strategy, we have Thomas, and then another trader within the team, Jonathan. So gentlemen, thank you all for joining and coming from Germany all the way to Dubai to be here. So I want to start off with just briefly explaining for maybe those that don't know, what is the Robins World Cup and why did you guys invest time into performing on there?
I think this is a story Patrick must tell it. How you started and why you do it.
I divide my life in two steps. In my old life, I was a bookbinder and I walked to my factory each day. And in 2018, I decided to sell all my company and I want to be a trader. And my parents, my family, and my friends are very conservative, and they all said, "Hey, you can go to the casino. You can, they're a scammer and all things."
So I know you guys in Germany specifically have the mentality of not risking, secure job, that kind of sensible route. So why did you, and you had your own company, you had everything, why did you decide to go into trading?
It was a real hard life. I worked about 16 hours a day. I was only on power, and trading, it was the better way, I thought.
Mm-hmm. And when you were starting, did you start with online courses or directly with Thomas?
I have the luck that Thomas is an old friend of mine, and so I had a long time to learn from him.
Okay, so I want to get into that early story. So I know your story is a long one, but kind of getting into your philosophies on when you are bringing traders on, for example, Patrick and the rest of the team. You don't have a typical approach of just teach technicals and hope they figure it out. It's a very combined partnership way, yes. Very heavily on psychology, which I think is important because on the show, every guest has spoke about psychology, but it's always been, I feel, a bit surface level, where it's touching on greed, touching on FOMO, touching on what to do, meditate, to journal, but I think you took it a lot deeper. So what is your beliefs and approach to psychology?
I think at first I must explain a little bit about Patrick's story he told now. It's okay, I hope so. And after it, I will explain you a lot more of the psychology way. Okay, when we meet us the first time, it was in 2008. a long time before. And in every time of the years, we talk a little bit about trading. And he started trading not at 2018. He started a long time before, but he only do it sometimes when he have time. And in the time he have no time, he lose a lot of his money sometimes. And when he come to us into the team in 2018, he was not a greenhorn, only a greenhorn. And then we watched together what is a good way for him to trade. And the first times he become strategies for like breakout trading, strategies like counter trading, setups for everything else. Then he began to trade long-term positions in like grains and something else. Then he watched for stock markets. Then he watched for the time when he want to trade. In the morning time, we are early birds. We stand up very early. We have families with children, and we wake up very early in the morning. And the time in the morning is the time from Patrick, from me, from Jonathan a little bit. And so we understand he must trade in the morning hours to 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. This is the best time for him to trade. This is the best time for me to trade. And so the way was very easy for me to explain him a good way for him. And then he specified, what is the name? Specified his way to trade for himself. And he goes a good way for himself, and he don't need so much help for his character, for his stories, for his resistance, because he's a very quietly person. Most traders who want to learn trading are not a big company in the back and you spend a lot, you earn a lot of money for yourself, for trading. And this is another way. For the most traders, it's a hard way to go. And mostly of them think it's easy to be rich quick. And this is not easy. In my first time of trading, 2008, 2009, 2007, I think the same. It will be go further, and then come Lehman Brothers, and the market changed the system, and I lose a lot of money. And this time was very good for me. It was hard, but it was very good because I understand you need a lot of more like technical trading setups, technical strategies. I built strategies from 2004 to 2007, 2008. And these strategies was very good. I built it every night. I work all the night, and on the day I looked at the market happened. And so I found ways and understand supply and demand is the way that I prefer to trade. But I must understand it why. And this time was a long time to build strategies. And here a lot of traders are not present today, like Serge, like Carsten. And Serge was absolutely brain because he learned trading in US. He was there, I think, for half a year in a trading company. And he learned in 2008, I think so. No, later. 2011, he learned a lot about market profiling, volume profiling. I heard it, I watched it. And when I meet him in a forum in this time, 2012, I think so, 2013, I don't know. We talk about it, and we have a lot of power in the discussions, because I think I have the golden way, he think he got the golden way. And then we say, okay, we like us, and let us do everything together and think about it. And then we build it very intelligent structures for trading.
You combined the approaches?
We combined everything, and we built new strategies with very intelligent back of it. You understand what you do.
So out of the dozens and dozens of prop firms that exist in the whole space, who can we really trust? Whether they use slippage, whether they use types of drawdown, unrealistic trading conditions, every single prop firm has hidden tricks. So after thorough research and speaking to a lot of traders, Alpha Capital is definitely the best prop firm in the space. So apart from their no commissions, low spread, no slippage, great reputation, never denying a payout, because you are a Titans of Tomorrow viewer, you get a special discount on every evaluation just using the link or using the code TOT for Titans of Tomorrow.
So the strategies you were developing for 5 years, this was also like 15, 20 years ago. Are these the same principles, the same technicals as Patrick is trading today?
Yes.
Okay, so do you believe therefore that the market it hasn't evolved, it hasn't changed with AI, with everything that's coming in? Do you still think the laws of the market have remained the same?
The natural laws of the markets every time the same. But the liquidity, this is not every time the same. Actually, we have times in the future, in the index stock market, future markets, in the stock markets, the liquidity will be down. And we must look for it, because when we trade big trades, you must have a look for the liquidity, and because you have a problem when you become stop losses and there is no liquidity inside. For example, FDAX, we like it to trade in the morning, and you have DAX future, and the liquidity is sometimes so low actually that you must decide, is it a good idea to trade? Okay, and for bigger traders like hedge funds and so on, it's not possible to trade strategies what you traded 10 years before because of the liquidity. But the law, the nature law, what happened on the markets, for me, is every time the same. I can watch on a chart and I can explain you what happened. I can also watch on a dynamic chart and I see the same, but only because I understand what happens there.
So I want to go into all of these topics. So starting off with the psychology, you lean into the strengths of an individual. So as you mentioned, both of you prefer the morning, so therefore trade in the morning and not at the night.
Yeah.
What are some other important areas that you see in personalities that you should lean into? And it seems you also said resistance. It's also identifying those resistances each person has. What are those common ones that everybody maybe has that they can start to think about?
The first thing what you must do is to look for the personality of the man or woman. What are the benefits of him? Okay, but these are only 30%. Okay. You see, he is a person who reacted very fast and something else. But the other side of it, the 70% are the side of resistant. Your inner resistance. And mostly people don't know about it because they only know what I am, but they don't know what is in me, which problems are in me. And then you build structures to find ways to watch into the demons inside of your personality. This is not easy. But if you want to go to be a big trader, you must be neutral in you. You must be easy with you. You can trade the ways which are your personality is good for. Yeah, like Patrick, he can go for swing trading. Like Andrea, he like it to trade faster. Like Jonathan, he like and. These are the personality structure. But if you have problems when your edge is not going like every day, not every day is a nice day in trading. And then you must look, why is he so risky now today? Why he become more risky? What did he do? This is not the plan. Or you decide, I will make a lot of easy small trades. And then you decide when you make these trades, I built a longer trade out with it. This is not good. Yeah, you must take your strategy and to do it every time, you must be neutral inside.
Do you think a new trader, the people that are watching, they're maybe starting or in their first year, would you say to them prioritize learning good technicals, good strategies, or actually first start cleaning the resistances someone may have?
I think the best way is do it together. Yeah, at first, because you love it to trade, you love it to learn. When you will be a young trader, you are sometimes you will learn doing. You will understand what you do, because on this side, is it good to give him a way to learn and to do what is good for his personality. You can make an easy awareness test, and you see he is something who go very fast in the market, or he like adventure games and he makes swing trading. Okay, but when he begin trading with real money, I often see then everything is outside of the normal feeling from this person, and when I see it, I know he got a problem, and 90% of people got a problem. You build your strategy before you trade. You build, there is my stop loss, there's my take profit, everything else. You put the trade inside and everything is out of your brain. I see it so often. And you can clear it, but you want to do it. And it's not easy every time, but I think if you will work in groups with 10 people together, with 12 people together, and every one of them understand, I tell you my story, and I know we can show for your stories, and then they can be inner neutral if you work together for 3 or 4 or 5 days. It's not so easy to think about it, but it's an easy way to do it.
So because we have Patrick, a world champion, and obviously you were coaching him through this whole period, if we can speak about it, I don't know if it's maybe too vulnerable, but what were some of the weaknesses that, or the resistances that you found in Patrick, and how did he start, or you together start to break them down?
One of the biggest things is his trades run for 5,000 points when it's possible, but sometimes he don't want to catch the money. When the time is coming.
Would you call that greed, or maybe something else?
To call what?
Greed. To want more and more.
No. He's not greed. No. This is only his way. He think there is the take profit, and then he think, it can go longer and longer. And then he takes a take profit up and up, but not of greed. This is not his nature. He is not greed.
As a trader, it's very simple. You have to find an edge, and then you have to have a mind so you can follow that edge. But how do you know if you're performing correctly or not? You have to know your data. And TradeZeller is going to show you everything that you need beyond the surface level win rates and performance and equity curve. It's going to show you detailed reports. It's going to be your back testing tool, strategy testing tool, playbooks, notes, and it's going to be a full journal. It makes your journaling easier, faster, and more meaningful. Whereas if you were just documenting it on an Excel spreadsheet or taking screenshots on your iPhone, you wouldn't be able to pull out the data that you need. The correlations that the AI within TradeZeller is pulling out for you. There's so much variety and utility within the software that I think it's essential for any trader. So the link somewhere below is going to take you directly to the TradeZeller website. I'm not getting paid. This is for you. If you want it, if you like it, go ahead and explore it. And probably you'll be using it for years to come.
For somebody that has this tendency, they usually move the take profits. Usually, why is that behavior there?
I think the biggest problem for the people is the opposite of it is the most people take profit too early because they think what I have money. Yes, and when you do the opposite as a synonym of it, I think you will be so quiet in yourself that you don't want to build new risk in new trades, because you think it goes further and further. Why should I work hard for the next trades? This is one thing. And he say yes. And but this is not every time a good thing, because sometimes it goes and sometimes it make woof and you lose some money. And most traders are not so happy about it.
Within the World Cup, the Robins World Cup, is there a strat? Because I think at the moment it's like 100. What is the current percentage
I don't know
gain?
How much percent?
120.
Okay, 120% since January.
Yes.
Okay, so you more than doubled the account. What were the key strategies that you used? It was very good risk. It was very good profit taking strategy, or it was the entries.
I have the luck that I have a whole team about me, around of me, and the entries I can take from the scalping and and can
Swing.
Yes.
Okay. Who is the person that is combining everything together? It's yourself? From the team, everybody's trades. Who is placing the trade in the end?
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're taking everybody's ideas,
We have
collecting.
The team, we have a perfect scalper, Serge. He is not here. But sometimes I question, hey, when shall I want to go long in oil? Shall I go now? And then he says, wait 2 minutes, wait.
Okay.
And that's...
Is he trading the 1 minute, 5 minute time frame?
Slower.
5 minutes too long for him.
5 minutes is swing
Higher
trade.
time frame.
for him, yeah.
Oh, wow. So
Now
which?
he's an order book scalper.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So you take a order flow scalping entry and combine it with macroeconomics or swing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you using a fixed take profit level to exit, or are you waiting for rejection on the key level?
Sometimes so.
Okay. Interesting.
This is a problem.
Okay. This is maybe something.
Sometimes.
Okay. Very interesting. So if we can speak a little bit about, because I know the people that are watching, they want to learn. We have a world champion, somebody that is proven from a technical perspective and performance. Yeah. What are the key things? Maybe we can't explain everything today, but some things that people should look at and focus on, and maybe ignore other things. A very something I say a lot is not what you do, it's what you don't do. And when you are learning trading, you can learn 1,000 things and end up very confused. So in the end, you just need to take a few things and ignore the rest. What would you say are those few things that people should focus on from technicals?
I think the first, for me, the important thing is to understand what I do. Because when I only trade strategies like candlestick patterns, I don't know what I do. I copy things from people who tell me this is a setup or this is a strategy. And the people I know and I coached in trading, all of them feel better when they understand what happens in these candles. And so you must give them a way to build a strategy. And we keep everything outside. But I think the interesting way and the best way is to understand what happens in the market. You must begin to watch into the books. You must begin to understand a little bit what is a footprint chart. These are all easy things, but important things. And then you must understand what is a P shape, what is a B shape, what is a balance market. The next thing what is very, very important is you have often ranges, and I love it to trade range breakouts, or I named it range break-in. Okay. Yes. And if you, for example, you have a P-shaped profile and the markets go under the range, I look how much volume is inside this way and how much volume was all the time on the top of the range. And when I see almost the top of the range was big volume and on the underside was low volume, I think it will change and goes back into the range. I have, for me, a setup, I named it break-in. This is a technical setup. But
so you're buying back into the range?
Yes.
Attracted by the orders above the range?
Yes, I buy at first when it come into the range back, or when I see a good setup in the low volume space. I buy at first, I buy when the market come into the range, and I buy before the breakout started. And this kind of way, you understand why, and you have a very easy technical way to trade it.
When you have a range and below it price is going now, and you see low volume, low participation, would you describe this as a form of manipulation, or why would price go lower?
Sometimes people say there are stop loss hunting and something else. I don't like all these stories. It's easy to make stop loss hunting in DAX future. Yeah, okay, you can do it. But for example, if you trade S&P future, for example, when you trade crude oil, there is it possible, but the big players don't have interesting in a stop loss in a FDAX future, and you take 6 ticks with 30 or 50 contracts. This is so low money for them. It's not interesting. And I think, I don't know why it happened. But it happened, and I have a strategy, and I understand what happened when I see the prices and I see the speed at further and anything else, and all the stories of stop losses I don't like all the stories because
To be honest,
big traders don't trade like this.
And in the end, it doesn't matter why it happens, as long as you see it and you
never
can use
know
it.
what happens.
I guess that what counts. When you have the range, I like this example. You have the range and you're buying in.
Yeah.
So you've seen prices come broken below the range, and you're seeing low volume.
Yes.
I think this is linked to the futures market. You're correlating the volume.
Yes.
When you see there is low
Stock
participation,
market is the same. So,
okay.
Sorry.
And when you are seeing, okay, I'm interested now in this area, I'm looking to buy into the range. What are you waiting to see before you actually execute a trade to buy into the range?
For example, it's a total easy way. You can do it in a lot of time frames. Okay. Like a swing trader, he can do it in 15 minutes, in 20 minutes, in 30 minutes. You can have a watch what is a good time frame for you. But these are the technical part. And you can also do it in scalping. Yeah, you can do it with tick charts. You will see it's very nice, and it's a good way to trade. But before it, you must understand what is a big concept of the day for this market. This is we named it context. The context for the day. Before we trade structures like this, we build a concept of the day for a market. And when I have a concept of the day and I say, okay, today is, I think the market will go long.
Is this based on market structure or more
Yes.
Geopolitical factors?
No, the time frame is...
of course, yes.
Yes. When the time frame is bigger, I look for macroeconomics things and something else. But all time frames lower than 50 minutes is for me uninteresting. Which story is behind of it. But not when I know the GDP comes in 10 minutes, I place a trade. This is crazy. I never do it. But you know what I mean. I think so. And no, I forgot what you mean.
So let's say you've built the context of the day.
Yeah.
You are also seeing the breakouts of the range, low volume, and now you're looking to get into the trade. There's some things that I could imagine. It could be you're waiting for candlestick rejection. You could wait for breaks of structure. Yeah. You could wait for, I don't know, trend lines. There's a lot of ways, Fibonacci's, I don't know. From a technical perspective, when you're interested in the zone and you're looking to now buy, are you looking at a time window to say only the first 2 hours of the day is my window, or is it more price action related? Is it indicator related? What is the reason of execution?
Yes, there's a lot of strategies we take. Yes, I love it to trade 15 minutes after the open of the Casa structure in DAX future. Why I do it? Because I know at 9.25, 9.30, the big players often come and buy the stocks. They must buy, yeah? Then, for example, before the closing clock comes, I understand and I know now the ETF players come and must buy or must sell about how is the market fallen or goes up. And in these times, I also look for structures like PBD. What happened now? And I know, okay, there will be a fast way for the next 10 minutes, for the next 15 minutes. This is another strategy, like the strategy before. I tell you, the context of the day is long, for example. And now I only watch for setups for long. And I built the strategy, the context, with market profile, volume profile, a combination, and we take not the normal structures of market profile. We take a ATR Berechnung. Was heißt das?
We adapt the market profile and the settings to the volatility.
Yes.
And to the markets. You don't take the basic settings for all, because then you also in the market profile you have a lot of noise.
Yes.
And you reduce that noise in a way that you adapt it to the market or even to the market phases. So the settings for indicate the market profile, it's not really an indicator, it's just a different representation of time a market spend at a price level. You adapt it to the market phase.
Okay. When it comes to, in general, the trading systems you developed a lot of techniques Now, I want to understand, is everything like a model that is like a tick, 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 take the trade? Or is it more, I wait for different concepts? I don't know if I explained it well, but more to say, is it more you wait for a list of confirmations, or it's a whole strategy and you're taking different ideas and every day you combine it differently?
So there are a lot of different concepts and you have like small puzzles, and depending on your personality, it's not like one solution fits all.
Okay.
It's more you have different puzzles and then you take the puzzles. You try to understand every puzzle. For example, I know how the order book works, but for me it's too stressful. I think I would...
For your personality?
Yeah, for my personality,
okay.
It would be way too stressful, but you need to understand it. And then you take the puzzles that match your personality and your trading style and your daily environment and how much time you can spend. Then you take those and then you make a checklist out of this. So there is a checklist process and there is a checklist process for some strategies. But the way we teach, you learn different types of analysis and then you combine it for yourself. Like what assets do you trade, what time of the day you trade. But yes, we have a word list where there's a basic checklist with like, this happens, yes, this happens, yes, this happens, yes. And then you execute.
Do you believe, because each person has strength and weakness, that to really be successful in trading, your resistances might be solved by Thomas's strengths and Patrick's strengths? Do you think trading as a team is the best way, or does it also add confusion? Because now you might get different ideas, too many ideas, and maybe then no decision to take.
I think every team went through this process where it's a big benefit of a team that you have somebody else to talk about and to have like different opinions. But this is also the biggest challenge, the different opinions, because sometimes I would buy an asset where somebody else has a different opinion. For example, in the beginning, sometimes when I studied and I learned from Tom, he was for me the champion. He was like, okay, he has so many years of market experience, and every time when I had open position and Tom was like, okay, DAX gonna go short now, and I had a long position, I was like, fuck. Is the long position? I don't know. So yes, in the beginning there's confusion, but the more time you spend and the more you trust the process, you trust yourself, you trust the strategy, the more you stick to your way, and then it's gonna be a very big benefit, because when you then combine those trades, and for example, one day I'm intraday DAX long, but Tom thinks over the upcoming 2-3 days, he's scaling in short, it's the best combination. It's just minimize the influence, but it's going to be the best. Somebody's long, somebody's short. Is
the portfolio, the full capital divided between the team and everybody's trading their way, or you have a discussion in the morning, you decide together and you take the trade on one account?
Everybody do what he want to do.
Okay.
No. Everybody is free with his money. And we also, Patrick also have new structures. He built new structures, and in these structures there are a lot of accounts under it, and nobody can see what the others do, because this is very important, because when I do trades, everyone is I don't do it because sometimes my idea is bullshit and the other idea will be very fine. And my idea can be for 3 minutes.
To influence somebody else. Yeah. So there's two sides. It could be that if you show each other what you're doing, then nobody can take bad decisions because you're accountable. You have to then answer to the team. Yeah. But at the same time, if Thomas says one thing, maybe because he's like the coach, then other people will not say their idea, because it can actually have pros and cons.
I tell you a way in the office, okay? A day, not a way, a day in the office. In the morning at 7:15, we become at first a little video from the fundamental analyst Lars. Yeah, Lars sent us his idea about the fundamentals for the day and what happens in Asia. This is the first thing we do every morning. And then search the scalper, build the structures for the whole day for 16 markets for 1 week, long-term trading, and he built a structure for 8 markets every day for day trading. Future markets, okay? And then he put zones inside, business zones. These are technical support resist levels he built, or I built, but he do it in the morning because I have other things to do in the morning, or I don't want to do it. Yes, everybody can put these pictures, can put the fundamental stories and ideas by himself, and can say, okay, this market is interesting for me today, this market and this market. We don't sit together for half an hour or something else like other offices and talk about, okay, this one, you do this one, you want. We know what we do. And everybody is another type of trader. And sometimes I ask, or he asked me, or Jonathan asked, oh, what do you think about it? And then we talk about it. But when the story and the edge is clear, we don't want to confuse the other people, because everybody is in trust with the other people, what they do. And actually, we have a new trader in the team, Italian trader, Giovanni, and he learned what we do. And he is now new, and it's nice for us because he asks intelligent questions. And but he must now go his own way, step by step, and he go a good way because he bring a lot of knowledge in the past. He traded, I think, for 6 or 7 years before, but now he will trade the structure of us and the ways of us, and he give fresh input. And sometimes fresh input is
new ideas,
good, and we become new ideas. The way to build strategies or to make strategies better every time is open. Yeah, there's not, this is my way and this is the best way. Forget it. If somebody bring good new ideas, I implement it, I think about it, or Patrick do it, and this is fresh.
So I'm interested in a few things. So number one, Serge is the lower time frame trader, the scalper. Yes. So if he's between the team, you validated a zone, an area of interest. With the fundamentals, you know the direction, and now you're waiting for the entry. And with Serge's help, I guess you can get a very precise zone.
Yes.
And if you're then swing trading, does that mean you can have because I'm trying to understand 150% is a lot. Is it through big risk to reward trades, or is it through very confident A+ setups, big risk?
No. As is, risk rewards are very big because in the World Cup Championships, the commissions are very big, and I don't know, but you can't scalp there. You can't practice order book scalping. Forget it. And you must have trades with a risk of 10 points and take profits of 50 points, for example.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And these
as the minimum?
No. This is only example.
Okay.
I think the minimum is 10 to 25.
Okay.
So
and
okay.
In your performance, what is the average risk reward of the last year of trading?
Risk reward is Chance-Risiko-Verhältnis. I think 1 to 2.
Okay.
2.5. Yeah.
So if you're entering with a small stop loss because it's through the lower time frame, and you're holding for an intraday or maybe the whole week, or maybe even a swing trade, because the end result is a 1 to 2, does that, in terms of you risk 1% to make 2% like this, does that mean you're taking a lot of profit early, a partial profit early?
No. The quote, the TQ, is very slow.
Okay.
And this is a problem.
And what is the philosophy on certain setups you're very confident? This is a very high probability area, high probability trade. And for example, some of the trades you do counter trend, you like to do a lot of counter trend. Maybe they are less probable, I don't know. Do you equally risk the same on each trade, or do you decide based on the data of each trade type? This is more probable, more risk, and this is less probable, less risk.
No. The setups got difficult.
Difference.
Yeah, difference. A counter setup got a lower risk. No, not a lower risk. No, a lower quote of Trefferquote. What is it?
Hit rate.
What? The hit rate is lower, like a breakout setup. The breakout setup got a bigger quotes, but the way is not so fast for the breakouts. I'm
interested to understand why counter trend. Why do you like to trade them and not maybe with the trend? Because a very famous saying, at least in English, is trend is your friend.
Yeah.
Maybe in German it translates too. So why counter trend is your friend?
I don't know exactly, but I like the boring markets in the morning when not much money is there and there are not so many trends.
And it's natural. Yes.
The early time of the day. Okay.
No. He like it to swim
against the crowd. Against the crowd.
Yes.
Okay. What is your thoughts on, in general, a very famous topic is manipulation. We spoke about it briefly, but liquidity.
Yeah.
Liquidity in general, of liquidity pools above a consolidation range, maybe above and below points of interest. In general, liquidity, is this something important to you?
So general liquidity.
Liquidity, I guess we can also use the word orders, stop losses and pending orders.
For example, when I see order blocks, for example, in DAX future, you have blocks over than 80. What happened?
Let's translate that to a non-ICT way.
When he's talking about an order block, it's not the inflationary used term on the internet. It's really about a block of orders, not a specific type of candle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another word for it.
You use the same word. We just need to explain it because otherwise, I think 90% of the people watching would.
For example, I see big sizes over the markets. Then I know the possibility is very big that the market will go on this big size, not on this block, on this size. And when I see a lot of big sizes in the book, I know the market will go up.
Are you more interested in reading the volume, reading the orders and the size of each order, and then when price enters a zone, is there intent? Are the orders entering or exiting, passive and active, or is just price action, the candlesticks itself, or maybe both? You're combining.
I combine everything.
Okay.
Yes.
And in general, because for myself, it seems like you too, trading the open of a session is important.
Yes.
Why do you believe trading, let's say the European Open, is more likely or more profitable than maybe 3 or 4 hours into the session?
Because big money come inside. It's total easy. There is the investment bankers, something like what is the name for Pensionskasse?
The pension funds step in. There's a need to trade for the big players in the market.
Mm-hmm. And they must pay, for example, a stock like Adidas for the next 3 days. Mm-hmm. Yes. And when you see it, it's good for you. And you can all the time trade. There comes a range, you trade long, comes a range, you trade long, because you understand what they do. All these things are included in the knowledge we give people when they want to learn what happens in the market. Yes, it's important to know who are the global players, and we're traders, so little guys in the world of the markets.
When you were in the early years of your career building the strategies, what did that mean, building? Exactly what were you doing? Were you learning a lot or just questioning price, looking for answers? What was your approach to build?
In the first time I got a software, it was so old. You must, I remember I put back 2 weeks of 1 minute charts, and then I go and tap it and tap it and tap it and look for clusters who come, wie sagt man, die reproduzierbar waren.
It looked like for repetitive patterns, but just going through charts manually.
And then I think, okay, I have seen it before, I've seen it before, I've seen it before. And I have a breakout strategy, and I see, okay, when the close is above this and blah, 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 blah. And I spend a lot of time because I think the technical part is the important part to trade. That was the first time. Then I see, okay, it's not so easy. And then I build structures in the daily chart and support resist with closing prices, and I take 15-minute charts and look what happened on the closing prices when there's 1 to 3 formation, for example. And then I write for me all the time. I look back, but you know it, and I know it today. This is bullshit, because the markets will change and nothing is like before. And then I take the part of the volume together to it. And I see, okay, every time when the markets will flip, the volume is big. But on the top, when you look deeper into the markets, there is no volume. Yes. I look for news, I read news, I build for me ideas what happened when this news come. And it was a big difference as today. And this time when there come ADP or something like this, you become in the forex markets so much ways. You can make a limit order over the market 100 pips and under the market 100 pips. And when it comes back, yeah, but it's totally another way like today. And all these things I built in structures for me. And then
the consolidation and then break.
Yes.
So there's two ways. You can do breakout, which is break, test, and then you look to buy, continuation.
Yes.
Or you also have the break in, which is break, and then you look to sell back into the range. When you're in that point where you could also buy or you could also sell, when you have both options outside of the range, how do you decide between, okay, today is actually break, test, buy, or today is break and then sell? Okay. What is that decision making?
Because of the context I built before, or Search built it before. And every time I watch what happened before it break. Okay. I will trade before the break finished, out of the range. For example, you have a range in 50-minute charts, and you will trade it before the break come. You watch into 1 minute charts. It's an example. And you see the breakout in the 1 minute chart is now. The formation of a P is present. And in the 15-minute chart, it's not already. But you know, now is the moment you can go, because then it goes up and the buyers come into the market. Then come a close course. And when it make a pullback, it's okay for me. I buy.
You buy again?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's important to know that it's a combination of different time frames. First, it's a combination of the context. What's the context and bias of the day? Then it's what is an interesting level on different time frames. Then watching those different time frames, and then also combining it with a footprint and order book. It's not just looking at a 15 and 1 minute chart, because I think that was like kind of the explanation, but those things are in addition. But this is like the path you go.
Because there's kind of two options. One is like upon the break of the range, you can enter, let's say, a buy, and then one is on, let's say, on the test. Would you say the test is the more probable?
It's the best trade. Yes.
Okay. The best trade is the test, but sometimes you have a breakout and there is no test. So it depends on how aggressive do you think the breakout will be. And
so let's say you are deciding on this idea, I'm willing to risk 1%. How would you divide between these two, like aggressive and test entry?
We must go one step before. The one thing we do in the morning, we think about it, will become a trend day today because of the structures, or will be a balance day?
Okay, interesting.
And when you have an idea about it, which players dominate the markets actually today, you take setups for counter trading, you take setups for trend following. This is...
You mentioned in your testing days, you were looking for patterns. So does that mean you're utilizing the patterns that traders, like a head and shoulder and these kind of patterns?
I like these patterns between, because there is possible stop losses inside, I don't know. But I like normal technical patterns that I can go in the market before it breaks. Okay. But for example, a double or triple top, normally it breaks. But when does it break? In the market profile, I think what is the name for double or triple tops in market profiling?
Ledges.
Yes. I forget every word, sorry. And this ledges breaks, but not every time. Yeah, you must have a watch for it. When is the time that it breaks? And then I go into the markets before it breaks.
For new traders in the current day, there's so many ways and so many strategies that maybe when you were starting out, there wasn't all of this confusion. For a new trader, what would you say is the best advice when they're starting out on what to focus on?
I think it's very important to make a little combination. Yeah, higher time frame and little time frame. This is one thing. It's very interesting. You can, for example, go and analyze 50 stocks, and you can import the levels into your 15-minute charts, and then you can look what happens when big from the daily big support and resist broke. What happens there? Yeah, happens there anything or what? This is a good thing to think about it, because global money never goes for 10 minutes, for 1 minute. But when fundamentals comes, this is another way. Yeah, but in the technical part, you can learn for you. This is a good idea to do it.
Okay.
I think multi-time frame, we talked about it.
Yes. When it comes to the Robins World Cup in general, I guess, Patrick, you're leading the team or the one taking the final decision, but it's a team effort. Everybody is contributing. What is the goal of the challenge and the World Cup? Is it, because you've done it now 9 times? Yes. So is it like you want to show the industry, show the trading world what is possible, or it's a personal challenge?
No, it's only the first step was a personal challenge, because everybody was laughing to me to sell all what I have and be a trader. And the championship was the best way, I thought, to show them that it's a job. You can make money with trading. And then the second year I tried it another time, and then they thought, oh, it's real good. And now they don't laugh. They say, okay.
Between the 9 times you did it, what was the best and worst performance you had?
One guy was over 100% over me. I don't know exactly. I had 300%, and the other guy has 400. And I want to win. And
so risk aggressive.
The last 2 weeks I was a little bit risky. And then I lost a lot of percent. But
what did Thomas say to you? What did Thomas think?
But I was second at the
incredible.
End. That is okay. Not the percent, but second.
Let's say a bad year, which is still very positive, and a great year, which is extremely positive. What was different in those World Cups? Was it more your emotions, the life, outside of trading you were having, or was it more the market conditions were very volatile? What led to the big?
In the years 21 and 22, I was fleißiger.
Was working more.
Yeah. I don't trade in the competition every day. Sometimes, and for example, this year I was a long time not on the desk. About I think 15 weeks or 20 weeks, and so we have not so much time to trade. And in the years 2021 and 22, I trade real much.
When you have your reputation, maybe your friends and family watching, and this pressure of doing it publicly, you can also do it in private, grow your account and make the money, which is the goal of a trader. But now you're trying to do it in the public and show people what is possible. Does that make it harder, or does it make it easier because now you have accountability?
No, it makes real hard.
Yeah.
Because when I have a bad day on the championship, and next day the funk clings.
Okay. People are watching.
Times, hey, Patrick, last day what's not so good. And that's real hard, yeah.
Now that you've built a public performance, a public track record, and it's undeniable, is the goal now to use this to get investors, to get capital and do like a hedge fund, or is the goal always the team you have and trading together?
It's both. It's good to show that the trading with Tom's ideas are really good, and also for raising money here.
Okay.
I think it's very important to tell you a little bit about the visions of us. Yes. It's okay, I can tell the story. For me, it's a vision to bring awareness for people. What is a good way, not the right way, a good way for students to learn trading. because the job of trading is not, most people don't like this job. These are zockers, these are players. And for me, I have a wish to establish the job like a trader in the world, in the German world, in the whole world, yes. And the other way is we can make a good job in trading for other people, like in certificates, like in hedge funds, because a lot of people never can earn money in the markets. They must do investments. But the most investments outside of trading are not good investments. The inflation is more about your sizes you earn with your investments. And Patrick want to do it more, to go outside with it, and I want to go more for the people.
Okay.
Because I traded so many years, and now I will make a lot more work with people, and I will coach, or I don't be a trading coach. I don't like this word. The trading coaches are people who give somebody a strategy and say, this is a strategy, learn it and trade. Yes, but this is not my way. I'm like a trainer or a head trainer for people, and I will build combinations for the people. This is another way. And this I will establish in the world. And also we find good traders who can trade, for example, for hedge funds, for certificates, and we go, you know what I mean.
Do you, as a team, or maybe for the future trainees that you will train, leverage and use prop firms?
At the time now, I never use a prop firm for everything. I don't know what they do. Okay. I have because I have nothing. I have nothing done with it. But I think it's interesting for young people to learn trading with a good prop firm. But it must be fair. And I hear so much that people win a little bit and don't become the money, and this is not the way of trading.
So in this kind of early days where you're training people, and I imagine for a lot of young people, maybe the best way to get the money is with prop firms, because not everybody has the money to just throw into an account. Obviously, it's tricky with the rules and certain things, but it's maybe still the best opportunity. But before they go for the challenge and the evaluation, do you think the best way to learn is through backtesting and studying? Or do you think having a small €500, $1,000 account so you feel the emotion?
Yes.
Or maybe even utilize the prop firms. It's okay to fail, but you're going to learn in the prop firm failure.
You must decide. You become a strategy from us, like breakout trading, for example. And why will you do a backtest? This is time you can put into the, what is the
Trash
name? Trash can, yes.
Okay.
I don't understand. Backtesting is not a good way to find a good strategy, because you don't know when the market changes or anything else. You must build a big structure of your way to trade. And I don't like backtesting. I never do it. I do it in the past when I sit in the nights for my computer, but what happened? Nothing happened. For the future. I learned a lot of candlestick patterns, but...
And you mentioned the vision of the team, which is hedge funds and other people's capital, and also the vision of helping people. So as you are now starting your journey online and making content and these kind of things after 20 years in the markets, what would you say is maybe certain milestones, certain specific goals you want to achieve?
I think the biggest target for me is to build a very nice company where people come together, work together, and have fun together. Yes, and people who trade, people who are analysts, people who create robots, anything else. People who want to work with the brain, people who want to make yoga, everything is open for me. For me, in the next step of my life, it's very important to have so much fun and time that everything is fine for me.
Cool. As we finalize the episode, I want to do each person gives the answer. I can start with you, Jonathan. What was the most important thing you learned in your training career so far?
Focus on the process.
If you feel like elaborating, please do. Focus on the process. Why do you think that's an important lesson that resonates with you?
I think in the beginning, when you just focus on the outcome, you don't have enough attention on the things why you don't reach the outcome. You just focus on how do I get there, and you have like attention or pressure in you. And when you focus on the process and you like try to get feedback from somebody that's outside, or you taking a bird perspective on the things you do, then you can readjust the things you do, and it's just the right decisions to the right time and being calm, being in the right environment, and not just having a goal. It's not just about writing down the same goal in the book every day and then it's someday it's going to happen. Maybe for some people it works, but I think for a lot of people it does not work. You need to work on yourself, you need to work on the surroundings and on the process, and not just this is my goals, and if I repeat it 2 million times then I'm going to reach it.
Manifestation, law of attraction, not really for you.
No.
Fair enough. And Thomas, yourself, what would you say is maybe a key piece of advice after 20 years of trading that a new trader can learn from you and say, okay, I need to focus on this?
Once more again. Or translate it, please.
Was für dich so ein Kernpunkt ist, den du Händlern mitgeben würdest, wo du sagen würdest, ey, das Wichtigste, was deiner Meinung nach?
The important thing.
The most important thing.
The most important thing is to know who you are.
Okay.
This is the most important, because you can't be a counter trader when you sometimes go with and swim with a train. This is so easy to see it, but this is very, very, very important.
You know, online there's a personality quiz and
For example.
IQ test and all these assessments. Would this be the way to start?
Yes, this is a way to start.
Okay. And the world champion, any final advice for the viewers watching?
I think it's the the important thing is find your way you feel comfortable. Comfortable, yeah. Because I tried many things in trading, but it's not good for me. Scalping, I become Herzrasen.
He gets like a heart attack.
I understood
heart
from
speeding.
Yeah, but you must try it, do it, try several things, and then you will feel what you want, I think.
Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you very much for all of your time and wishing you well. We're currently in October. I guess we still have a few more months of the Robins, but hopefully we see you all the way at the top this year. Fingers crossed. As he said on Riz's one, don't mess it up. Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen.